time, we will go to item number 2, discuss and take possible action on approval of payroll number 11 for the period ending May 26, 2023.
I'll second that.
Have a motion and a second to approve payroll number 11 for the period ending May 26, 2023. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 3, discuss and take possible action on approval of personnel action forms.
First one is Don Grimes, new hire, tax office. Second one's a new hire, CEO Lopez, 4-H program assistant. Next one is new hire, public defender's office, Macy Edwards. And the last one is a resignation, public defender's office, Katie Neal.
I move we approve the personal action form.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the personnel action forms. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 4, discuss and take possible action on approval of engagement letter with Theo Brown and Hill LLP for conducting outside audit for fiscal year ending September 30th, 2023. Auditor.
Yes, good morning, Commissioner. Good morning, Judge. So this is our annual audit. PD&H is going to conduct our financial audit for this current fiscal year. They'll begin their interim work mid-June. So we just need to get this approved by all. Cost is going to be the same as the last 5-6 years, $43,500.
Move to approve the engagement letter.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the engagement letter with Theo Brown and Hill LLP for conducting the fiscal year September 30th, 23 audit. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Item number 5, discuss and take possible action on approval of accounts payable.
Yes, the over $10,000 checks are on the cover page. We've got 2 wire payments, and the total is $758,790.86.
How do you pay $10,000 in parking?
I'm sorry.
How do you come up with $10,000 in parking fees for JP1? How many vehicles do they take?
Yeah, it was hotel and parking.
$10,000?
Yes, there were quite a few people. If you'll go through the packet,
Conference, hotel, parking, it's not just parking. I know it says it on it, but it's not.
No, Phil's not.
I think each person's hotel room was like $880.
That's four.
And this isn't just JP1, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Three of them?
Four JPs, cards.
Guess they don't need to park them,
Kim, you know I'm going to have to talk. Unless they're Commissioner Cyril, then his hearing aids.
That's something we do encourage, but at the end of the day, if it's within their budget, and we can't make them park. If it's within their budget, then they do it. Unless y'all want to change it.
Yeah, but it's actually 2,500 good parking then for the conference.
Right.
I'll move we approve the accounts payable accepting Fund 53, which is sheriff's forfeiture on page 10.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion, and a second to approve the accounts payable with the exception of Fund 53. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 6, discuss and take possible action on approval of disbursement of funds since last Commissioners Court meeting.
Yes, the total for utilities, $13,174.14.
Move we approve disbursement of funds as last Commissioner's Court.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the disbursement of funds since last Commissioners Court. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 7, discuss and take possible action on approval of County Treasurer's monthly report.
Yes, this is for the month of April. Total cash balance in combined fund is $32,540,213.25. And the debt owed is $25,025,427. These reports do not include district clerk, April of 2022 through March of this year, county clerk civil, November 2021 through March of this year, and county clerk criminal, January to March of this year.
Order.
Move we approve the county treasurer's monthly report.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the County Treasurer's monthly report. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 8, discuss and take possible action on acceptance and approval of proposal from Texas Association of Counties for our property insurance coverage for the 2023-2024 fiscal year.
Yes, Don Ray explained everything very clearly. It's a winning situation for us. With anyone else, we would be paying a lot more. But there are changes, as noted in his report. Because of significant storm losses in the last few years, there's now going to be a $25,000 deductible per occurrence. And I think from the last one we had, it was per building. And then the courthouse and the jail buildings, they're gonna limit their coverage to no more than 125% of the most recent 100% replacement values.
Did you say 25,000? Was the one time, is that what you said?
25,000 is per occurrence on storm, significant
Okay.
storm damage, which would be like tornadoes.
Okay. Or hail and stuff? So the hail
There
was,
is an explanation in the tax proposal of exactly what that means.
I believe we're down to,
A severe convective storm, yes, vertically developed thunderstorm that produces hail 1 inch in diameter or larger, any tornado and or straight line wind gusts of 58 miles per hour or greater.
so I think we're still doing storm damage repair from
3 years, 2 years.
2 years ago, but I believe Pat is now going to the former DA's building, I think is the last one that we have, so.
Yes. With the deductible being $5,000, $25,000 is not a bad deal. It's the deductible. Because it's per occurrence instead of per building.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to
I have a motion and a second that we approve the proposal from TAC on the property insurance coverage. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 9, discuss and take possible action on approval of purchasing a front-end loader from Holt Cat for Precinct 1, Commissioner Newman.
Yeah, the loader we have is lower out. About 8 years old, about 6,000 hours on it. Getting ready to fix it to dump a bunch of money in this one. If we don't decide to buy a new one. In the long run, it'd be smart to buy a new one with warranty and everything on it. I reached out to several different vendors, and this one had the better warranties and stuff on it. So I'm gonna make a motion, for purchasing a front end loader from Holt Caterpillar.
Just real quick, the quote that's on there, we might not go with it. I spoke to Commissioner Newman a little while ago. He's still debating between is it 926?
It's a 926M and a 930M.
930.
We've done some research, going back, looking at different specs on it, so, they're pretty compatible. We may say with the one I'm looking at right now, they're both the same specs, just one's a little bit bigger than the other, and it's $40,000 cheaper than the other.
And one's available now, and the other one isn't.
Well, one will be available come October, the other one will be available in January. So a few more months, is it worth waiting a few more months to save $40,000? Which we can maybe the one we got now till we can get the number.
So what are you gonna do with the old one when you get the new one?
I figured that's ain't working.
I asked for it.
Vince, well, our thinking was we're probably gonna keep it, just being the way our county's so spread out. I'd like to try to find a location on that end of the county to house it and house it here.
That sounds good. You got a place that can house it, Commissioner?
He says, that ain't it.
That ain't
Where are we? Yeah, that sounds better.
it. That ain't it.
As long as you leave the key with you, that's fine.
But yes, it'd be a spare to use if in precinct needed to use it.
Okay, so auditors, so on that, I'm assuming this is the smaller one, that's the more money, that's,
The smaller one is less.
okay, so which one do we have in front of us?
This is a 926 now.
You can approve just for him to purchase a front end loader. We still have to go advertise for time
Okay.
warrant.
Okay.
We still have to verify that the 930M the item is actually on buy board. So there's a lot of
Okay.
pending things, but if you could just approve, just
Got it.
go out.
And the reason why we're approving it now is that we get our name on the list saying, yes, we're gonna purchase something from them. That way, we're on the order list. That way, we can get it sooner than later.
And we have this in budget.
Yes.
It's within our-
It's within, we'll have to do a line item transfer, but.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
I'll make the motion we purchase the front loader from Hellcat. Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the purchase of the front-end loader from Holt Cat for Precinct 1. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 10, discuss and take possible action on accepting the resignation of Darcy Hasty from the Hill Country Regional Public Defender's Office Oversight Board. So, I'm sure you all know that Darcy is the, one of the representatives from Medina County on that board, and she has some conflicts at the moment that just is not allowing her to really, feels like she can do this properly. And so she's asked to resign, and of course, the next item is her recommendation from her office of who we put on that board. So that's what this item is.
I'll move we accept the resignation of our cities. Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the resignation of Darcy Hasty from the Hill Country PDO Oversight Board. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Item number 11, discuss and take possible action on appointing Christy Ivy to the Hill Country Regional Public Defender Oversight Board. Again, this is the recommendation. She works for Darcy, and it recommended that she be the replacement for her.
I move that we appoint Christy Ivy to the Hill Country Regional Public Defender's Office Oversight Board.
Second.
I have a motion and a second that we appoint Christy Ivy to the Hill Country PDO Oversight Board. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. Okay, at this time, we will stand in recess. It is, and I'm sorry our clock's not working up on the screen today, but it is 9:21, so we will stand in recess until 10 o'clock. Thank you.
Hey, if everybody would remove your hats, please, we're fixing to start.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to call the session of Commissioners Court back to session. It's our regular meeting, June 1st, 2023. And at this time, we will go to agenda item number 14, recognition of kids that participated in the District 10 Spring Roundup and also Friends of the 4-H Award to the Ag Youth of Texas. And this will be Taryn and Elise will be making the presentations this morning. We'd ask that you guys come forward.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Alrighty. So this year, we had our District 10 Spring Roundup held in Kerrville. We had around 80 4-H youth participate in the different contests that were available at that event. So I'll talk on a couple, and then Taryn will also talk on a few others. So we had 7 participants in fashion show that were able to either make their own outfit or buy an outfit and share their inspiration behind it, their knowledge of the fashion, all things fashion related. We had 4 teams in Duds to Dazzle, which is a contest all on teamwork. They work together, make something new out of something old, and then really are able to show off their creativity in that. And then we had 4 people participate in Talent Showcase, where they're able to show off their skills, their hobbies that they have, musical instrument, dancing, and I believe poetry and prose. So we just really want to acknowledge these kiddos and them representing Medina County. They did a great job. They qualified on the county level to then compete at the district level, and they did amazing. Share with the others.
On the ag side of things, we had, I didn't get as detailed as that, we had 54 kids come out and judge livestock, meats, wool, mohair. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's an evaluation of each one of those things. We had a meat judging team that placed 3rd, qualified for state roundup. The wool team that participated there placed 2nd. They're going to state roundup next week where they'll compete for the state championship there. Meats judging is we're going out and doing some carcass grading. Some of them are back there. But with that, we had a really successful, I think on your side, Lisa's side and our side, we had a really good representation of Medina County there at District 10 Roundup. With that, do we want to pull these kiddos up here? Mm-hmm. If y'all could, come up. Awesome, so if you want to come up, you want to introduce them.
Oh yes, also by the way, this is Celia, our new program assistant for 4-H, so she's going to be really behind a lot of the different 4-H things that we have going on, so you'll be seeing her a lot more.
So with that,
Can we get y'all to stand up there?
Oh,
Are they gonna make, well, I think they all need to make a presentation to them, or?
Yes.
well, for the friend board.
yeah, we're gonna make a presentation to our friend of 4-H. So every year, we do a friend of 4-H, an individual and a business. And this year, it was voted on that we would do the Ag Youth of Texas. If they would come up here, they're hiding in the back. This organization was founded a few years ago and has done a tremendous job supporting youth across Medina County and the state of Texas when it comes to agriculture and those sort of things. Back in 2021, I guess that's right? Yeah, 2021. They were incepted, and since then they've given back $125,000 to kids like our kids here and kids across the state. And we are tremendously thankful for them. And with that, if you could come up here, we have a plaque for you to recognize y'all and thank y'all again for all that you do.
Yeah, if y'all want, y'all come up in front of the dais and we'll get a photo of that with the award. And then in a minute we'll get one with all the kids also, but we'll do this one, we'll do y'all.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes. No, no, yeah.
Would you all like to go join them? Would you all like to go join them? Please?
Yes.
And be in the picture?
Oh, yes.
Thanks.
Yes, we should.
Judge, I can't see. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
So if you want to go ahead and do that, I'm gonna leave you back. Sorry about that, County.
Recognition for each of, there's quite a few that are not here. We had, in Share the Fun, we had Ashlyn Stricker, Brooklyn Fritz compete in the duet dance category. They got first place. Anna Weimer, poetry and prose. Cecilia Weimer in musical instrument. We had Kelby Cortez in fashion show. Brooklyn Fritz in fashion show. Ella Jax in fashion show as well. Bree Shepherd. This is kind of hard to read. Lacey Stubing. Sarah Shrout, who's here. Ashlyn Stricker. And then we also had Ella Jax compete in virtual storyboards. Our teams for Duds to Dazzle, we had Rebecca. Do you say this?
If y'all hear y'all saying something.
Yes. Rebecca. Bame. Kinsley Carroll. Tenley Carroll. Evie, or Evie, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. McElwee. And Chloe Wilson. And then we also had, is this, who's here and who's not? Okay, and then we also had Macy Habe, Charlie Grace Keller, Brooklyn Kunkel, Delaney Ray, and then we had Quinn Coleman, Katie Klein, Maya McElwee, Kenzie Ray, Reese Schelling. Okay, and then that's yours.
Okay, so none of our livestock judges are here. But on the meats judging side of things, we had Corinne Jacobs, Coy Jacobs, Addison Williams. They placed third again, then or qualified for state. And then Corinne earned first place, high point individual. On the wool judging side of things, y'all are here too, same team. Senior team consisted of Corinne Jacobs, Coy Jacobs, Addison Williams, and Amber Williams. They placed second. And then our mohair and wool judges on the intermediate side, they're not here as well, but they got fifth and third in the respective categories. So,
Amazing job, guys.
sorry about that.
Pictures.
Somebody just scoot down this way. Ladies, you know, the taller ones come behind them. And be sure you're peeking between the shoulders. Y'all, okay. Those on this end, if you'll turn like this with your
your right shoulder out. Come on down. And those on this side, your left shoulder out.
Just when they thought they were out of school.
I know. Well, sorry, I'm an old school teacher. Can't help it. Can't help myself. Okay? Everybody say fuzzy peacoats. Except the judge, he doesn't have to say fuzzy peacoats. Okay? Thank you.
So before these young people run off, first of all, I know it's really difficult to come into this room. You don't like to come into a bunch of old people that we recognize. But we truly appreciate what you guys have done and proud of what you're doing. Is a wonderful organization. Thank you to the adults in the back of the room for what you guys have done to support the youth. And I'd also tell you that this group up here definitely believes in our agriculture and our history in this county, and it means a lot to us. And so anybody that's out there leading and helping our children to keep that, right, those pieces of our history is really important to us as a community. And so to you young people, thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. I'd ask you don't run off only for one more item, because we have from you young ones up to the older group that we're getting ready to do, and it's kind of, I think, would be inspiring to y'all. You know, we got our next agenda item, so wait for that one, and then enjoy your summer, and don't swim too much, okay? Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to do item number 15, which is to recognize the Hondo FFA land judging team members on their winning of the National Judging Contest. So at this time, I'm going to ask Corinne Jacobs to come forward. Well, you know what? They're all family, by the way, so let's recognize them one at a time also. So Corinne, good job. Coy Jacobs. Amber Williams. And Addison Williams. So these four young people, as y'all can tell, they're also products of the 4-H environment, right? That have moved on up to FFA and did great things. They are, which I find pretty special. You got national judging team. So Andy and Lori Gillum, grandparents of these four. So needless to say, they're pretty proud of you guys, as the rest of the community is. And again, it was FFA land judging. I told them that I would just ask them to briefly tell us what they do in land judging, as if it's not totally obvious to us. So which one of you do this? The short straw. I knew that we're going to do it, but that's all right. You know, that's what we do. So, Coy, tell us.
So they give us a plot of land, and we got to judge like the texture of the soil, the slope of it, and the depth of the topsoil and subsoil, and then the erosion, and then we can pretty much tell them if it's going to be used for farmland or for pasture land. That's about it.
Awesome. That was a perfect description, Coy.
Good public speaker, ain't he?
Very good. Very good.
I taught your parents, by the way. Can we move this podium?
And now you have a history lesson as well. Now you have a real history lesson.
On three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Congratulations again to you guys. Mr. Toch was y'all's advisor on this, correct? So Tim Toch was their advisor, and congratulations to Mr. Toch as well. I think he's already off enjoying his summer, so he wasn't able to make it up to us this afternoon, or this morning, I guess it's Thursday. But anyways, thanks again to you guys. Again, FFA is such an important part of our community. They do a great job with all of the kids. I think anybody that goes through their program, I think comes out a better person at the end of it. So thankful for what they do every day. And I think probably, I think everyone up here is a product of 4-H and FFA. Is that correct? So they've been.
David, I appreciate you and Jeremy for doing what you're doing. They were
Absolutely.
the bars.
Great job.
Absolutely.
They're the bars, a lot of.
But thank y'all so much, and you are more than welcome to depart at this time if you guys like to, because from here on, it will probably be pretty boring to you guys. Even though you're welcome to stay, and we'd love for you to stay, you're also welcome to head out. So thank you again. I appreciate you guys. We'll get one, Steve.
Thank y'all. Have a great day.
What's up, bro?
You're gonna give them a nosebleed, Sheriff. They're trying to look up at you. What's going on up there? All right, at this time, we will go ahead and move to, I'm sorry, so item number 16, our presentation this morning, got a message late last night that they went on a vacation in Mexico and they're a little sick when they got home. So we're tabling item number 16. We'll move to item 17, discuss and take possible action on approval extending construction bond number 0814612 for Valley Oak subdivision phase 1 located in precinct 1.
Okay, they've got all the base work done and everything, of course, with the rain and stuff, they decided to not go forward and pave the road just yet. They want to wait a little bit longer. And Jennifer and I realized that the bond was going to expire, so we contacted the developer and they got an extension. And I mean, I'm going to go ahead and approve it because I understand the weather's a big factor in paving the road. So with that, I'll make a motion. We give approval for extending the construction bond for Valley Oak subdivision.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the extending of the construction bond number 0814612 for Valley Oak subdivision phase 1 located in precinct 1. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 18 was tabled as well. Not ready for that one. Item number 19, discuss and take possible action on preliminary approval of Cornerwood subdivision located in precinct 4 off of County Road 777. Mr. Howard.
Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Good. We have a 2-lot subdivision named Corner Woods on County Road 777, south of Divine. The landowner has a water letter from Denton City for water meters. Electric's gonna be through the co-op. There's a 7-acre lot and a 5-acre, or tract, 5-acre tract. That's basically it. Both run on the county road.
I've been out there and looked at it. It's with all fronts, County Road 777, no problems. So, with that, I will, move that we approve the preliminary subdivision.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the preliminary approval of the Cornerwood subdivision located in precinct 4 of County Road 777. Any other discussion? Not all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Item number 20, discuss and take possible action on passing a resolution calling for additional measures to secure the border, stop the invasion at the border, and protect our communities. In front of you, I have, I'll teach you guys to back up to this, and this is multiple counties here that have got together in our area, and basically just to continue to ask for support to, from our governor to continue Operation Lone Star and some of these deals that are important to us to help with funding and stuff that helps our sheriff and other people to keep holding the line on our border issue. Then I'm going to read this resolution at this time, and then we can discuss it. So, resolution calling for additional measures to secure the border, stop the invasion at the border, and protect our communities. Whereas the preamble of the United States Constitution outlines the chief responsibility of the federal government to ensure domestic tranquility and provide for common defense. And whereas Article 4, Section 4 of the United States Constitution provides, the United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion. And whereas Article 4, Section 7 of the Texas Constitution provides the governor of Texas legal authority as commander-in-chief of the military forces of the state, and he shall have power to call forth the militia to execute the laws of the state, to suppress insurrections, and to repel invasions. And whereas cartels exploit weak and unsecure borders for their own power and profit to the detriment of our communities. And whereas cartels act as paramilitary narco-terrorist organizations that profit from trafficking people and drugs into the United States. And whereas Governor Greg Abbott, the Texas Department of Public Safety, and the Texas National Guard are using legal authority vested by the Texas Constitution to secure the border, stop the smuggling of drugs, weapons, and cartel trafficked people into Texas, and prevent, detect, and interdict transnational criminal activity between ports of entry. And whereas since the launch of Operation Lone Star on March 1st of 2021, the multi-agency effort has led to more than 376,000 apprehensions and more than 28,000 criminal arrests, with more than 25,000 felony charges reported. Texas DPS counter-drug warfare operations have seized over 86 million lethal doses of fentanyl, more than enough to kill every man, woman, and child in the United States. And whereas the ongoing border security crisis is not acceptable and has resulted in a security threat and humanitarian disaster with overwhelming consequences to the residents of the state of Texas. And whereas numerous Texas border counties experience in local disaster situations as a result of inadequate border security have passed declarations and resolutions calling for further action in security on the southern border. And whereas Atascosa, Wilson, Clarence, Frio, LaSalle, Dimmitt, Medina, Kinney, McMullen, and Live Oak County and the representatives therefore have formed a consortium to promote the common goal of safety, security, and well-being for their residents. These 10 counties have recognized how vital the safety of our residents and visitors is to maintain a free and prosperous society, and have come together to support security measures at our southern border. Now therefore be it resolved, the 10-county consortium will unite to support each other to stop the ongoing crisis by all legal means, and furthermore work with Governor Greg Abbott, the Texas Department of Public Safety, and the Texas National Guard, and the law enforcement agencies within this 10-county region to protect and defend the state of Texas from the detrimental effects of the border crisis, and will work within the consortium to provide support in repelling the declared invasion of those who relentlessly go to great lengths to circumvent the laws of Texas and the United States of America. Adopted this first day of June 2023. So that is the resolution, and again, we be a part of this group that's just asking for continued support, that we can do the things we need to do to get funding and all of those
I'll make
items.
that motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion?
We've, Commissioner Lawler and myself and Sheriff went down to Atascosa a couple of weeks ago when they had their town hall. And the information they gave the public about the destruction that's been happening to people's property, the number of immigrants coming across was really outstanding. It's an enormous number. And that's just the number they caught, not the ones that they actually put a number on. That's just the ones they caught. And the amount of drugs And most of it was murderers, gang members, and they say, you know who they are because they're the ones running. The ones that actually want to come to the county are actually like, hey, I want to do it the right way. The ones we're chasing are the criminals. You know, and amount of the fence line property that's being damaged, the number one trouble is at F-450 or F-350 King Ranch corridor. Most of these vehicles they're stealing have less than 700 miles on them because they're not broken in, and they know they have the power. They can go through minimum 20 fence lines before this thing shuts down. The amount of people that are getting killed due to the carelessness of a driver is enormous. Most of us don't realize what's really going on until it hits your backyard, or people you know that this is happening to. So there's a problem out there, and I don't know if it's most people just don't want to deal with it, don't care about it until it happens to them. So I think any effort that we can do on the part of the county to help try to slow some of this down before we start seeing bigger numbers of people in our county dying because of car chases or carelessness. I believe this court, we're going to step up and do what we need to do. That's just the way I feel. Like I said, after watching that presentation they had down there, I feel this needs to be brought to, put on by Medina County to let the public know what's going on. I mean, that's what I got from it. I know.
Same.
You know, Danny, like I said, Danny, Randy, we were there, some of the other lieutenants and chief deputies and stuff. But it's an eye opener, and I highly suggest we do it here to let our public know what's going on.
Thank you, Tim. And
I agree.
I do got one of the things put on there. If you have never been in the situation, I wish some of the people that left would still be here. When the sheriff calls you up, says we have 15 illegals on County Road 37, such and such. I said, Randy, that's my backyard. And you're sitting in your house. My wife is sitting in the house with a 12-gauge shotgun across her lap. Is that really the way we're supposed to live?
Did you make her mad? Did you make her mad?
No. You know, really, that's the way we're supposed to live. In our own home. We have no protection to these people coming across our fences. Their laws, trespass laws, do not apply to illegal. If you jump my fence, I can do something about it, but not illegal, evidently. Because there have been cases being tried. We got a mess on our hands. Me and Judge Lutzer were talking to some judges down on the valley yesterday, and they said, you know what? We really don't have a problem. They don't want to stay here. They're in and gone. So that's what they're seeing down there. I don't know about the crime or whatever else they're causing, but no, they don't want to stay here. They want to head north. They want to go to Houston. They want to go to Dallas. They want to go to Chicago. That's where these people are headed. So I don't know if this is going to do any good, but all we do is say we've done our part. Thank you, Keith, for bringing it up.
I was gonna speak to the backyard thing too, but obviously it's not just west of Dehennis where that's happening, and I know judges sheriff's dealing with it all over the county, and obviously in Larry's backyard too, but west of Dehennis, it's literally the backyard scenario. So I agree with everything that's in this, and I'm all for freeing up the sheriff's department, the National Guard, the Texas National Guard, to do whatever they can, even if it's beyond what they're freed up to do in here. I know that we had a little issue with the word invasion, and it still doesn't sit well with me calling it an invasion, but if that's what it takes at this point, I guess it's as close as we can get to being an invasion without really what my mind conjures up as the definition of that. But, so I'm all for the resolution and working together with these other counties to try to put them into this as much as we can.
And also, so the town hall meeting that they had in Atascosa County a couple of weeks ago, so about 2 weeks ago, there's also been one since in LaSalle County, and the plan is really to kind of, between our group, is to do this kind of all over just for information purposes for the public to have that information. So I'm sure we will, sometime here in the near future, try to do similar thing.
Where we all just
Kerrville yesterday.
350 people.
So I appreciate it. Who did the second one? I'm sorry, who seconded you?
I did.
Okay. I'm just ready.
And just, I kind of reached out to Tim Graff, just tell him this is what we may be looking at. Would your facility be possible to host this? So he is talking with his wife and, seeing if this is something they would like to.
Oh, okay, so I have a,
Oh, yes.
I have a motion and a second to approve this resolution. Any other discussion? Not, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. All right, next up, item number 21, discuss and take possible action on approving a letter to be sent to EDA for the broadband grant administered by ACOG to modify the scope of work. So, Edward, do you have some of the background also? I mean, I know some about this program. Basically, what you have in front of you is that there was a program with ACOG, and it was to do 2 areas to develop broadband in. All of that pricing was done, I guess for lack of a better word, pre-COVID pricing basically is what happened. The pricing to do it doubled, which means there's not enough money there for the grant. So ACOG took a look at it and based off of what you find in your backup, I'm sorry?
We can, I was gonna, so ACOG did call, and just to give you a heads up, ACOG did call, they were supposed to be here and present, they wanted to table it. I'm okay with approving the letter, the only thing that's in question right now is the $50,000 that ACOG's gonna get paid for administrating this contract. Within the RFP, the amount, the grant's only $500,000, our match is $127,000, which hasn't been approved. Their 10% of the grant, which is $50,000, doesn't fit in there. So that's the only amount that's in question, but I'm okay with y'all approving us sending the letter to go from 2 projects to just 1. And then again, just pending that we figure out where they're gonna get paid or how they're gonna get paid, because again, the match is only $127,000 coming from the county.
Yeah, and they had a conversation, to finish the conversation, that they did reach out to me, it could have been 6 weeks ago now, and explained, where they were on this, that they flat couldn't do what the original scope of work was, and the money's not there to do it. And really, they gave me 2 options to choose from, and one of them is, we could go for it with a different plan and, become responsible. There would be things that have to be changed out, and long-term, it would be a cost to us, like an ongoing cost. Or we scale it back and we do an area that's basically all paid for, and we don't have, it's something we won't have to sustain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, we don't want anything that we have to go and sustain, and we have all this upkeep on for years. I mean, that's not the program. So that's why what they did was came back to us with, okay, well then here's our recommendation. We do the one area instead of both areas, and they could make that part work. So that's where this.
Like that, other than being able, this has come about 3 years ago.
Correct, right, which is part of the issue because of the
And
price.
it's all in my precinct.
So, I mean, I don't, unless there's some other reason they wanted to table, I really don't, it's.
No, that was the only question, and we asked them that because I knew they were gonna get paid, and I was wondering how they were gonna get paid, if it didn't fit within the amounts that the grant and our match covers.
Right.
But again, that's the only reason why we were gonna table it. I have no problem. The project that I think we're suggesting is the one in your precinct.
Correct.
Castleton. The other one's
Right,
not,
the one's not getting done, it's just the one project,
Okay.
because the one we.
the other one was out in Divine.
Lidle area.
Lidle?
Yeah.
That's my precinct.
Okay, so yeah, we're only gonna do one of those, the one in Castleton.
That-
If they approve.
That one in the golf course.
Right.
So, yeah, again, y'all can approve it, we just need to figure out where that amount's gonna come from, but the letter's basically stating going from 2 projects to 1. That's all the letters.
And in the meantime, I think Kent Comzoom or whoever bought them out is going, Roscoe Spectrum or whoever bought them out is moving forward and putting in, so they got two different fiber people putting in stuff on the ground right now. There have been several shifts of it, and now we, got this other broadband stuff going with Sago, they've got a tower up there. I don't even know if we need this other grant thing, or just get them down to one, let them have at it.
I didn't know that Consortium was putting down fiber. I know this project is for fiber. I was not
It's
a.
on fiber.
Yeah, they put in wire.
Sago isn't though, right?
I know that they got, been on a lawsuit, been on our property.
Okay.
So, yeah, this needs to be talked about a little bit further in detail, than what we got here on paper.
Well, I mean, we can, I have no problem with tabling it, let ACOG come back, I didn't know that they'd even come back.
But like I say, I feel with you, we don't need an ongoing expense on nothing.
No, and that's why it's like, you know, it either be rejected totally, we don't want nothing, or we do this option, because the other one, like I said, I don't wanna.
I feel they're done into it financially somehow or other.
Yeah, my concern is only the 50,000 that ACOG needs to get paid, but if y'all want to further discuss it and
Well,
table
we'll
this.
just, if y'all wanna table it, we'll table it, we'll let them come to another meeting, and then y'all already have the background now, and then we can move forward from there when they come back. That'll give y'all some.
I tell you, sure, on whatever it is, we don't need an ongoing expense.
Correct, right, I agree. Okay, so we'll table item then for now. Okay, item 22, discuss and take possible action on approval of Department of State Health Services contract HHS 00132490035 under the Regional and Local Services System Local Public Health Services Grant Program for the Health Unit.
This is our yearly or 2-year grant with the health unit. It's a total of $92,282 again for two years. No county match. We've had this grant for many years.
Continuation.
Move to approve the grant.
I have a motion and a second to approve the Department of Health Services contract HHS 00132490035. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 23, discuss and take possible action on approval of Department of State Health Services Grant Agreement Contract Number HHS 0013313000046 under the Immunization Local Grants Program for the Health Unit.
Same, different program, different grant for
This
the
is
health
just their
unit.
immunization.
Total is $131,673.
I make a motion to approve that grant.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the Department of State Health Services Grant Agreement Contract Number HHS 00133130046. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 24, discuss and take possible action on approval of lease agreement with Medina Senior Citizen Incorporated for the building located at 3102 Avenue G. So Medina Senior Center also does the Meals on Wheels program. They actually, their facility they had for years on the airport with the city of Hondo had substantial storm damage to the point that they're gonna tear the buildings down, so they don't have that location any longer. They did move out some time ago, and are currently over at the Armstrong Hotel across the street. They're not happy with the conditions there, so they asked, we were in a discussion on their other new building that, they're trying to build, that they've got the grant funds on, that they're looking at our property on the sheriff's office. And so through that discussion on this former DA's building came up, and they know we're still going to be a while before we have a resolution on what we're going to do with the building. So ask the possibility of using the space. It would work for them as far as a good space that they could house in for a while. So this lease agreement that we put together, it was to do $600 a month and let them utilize that space from us, and this did go over. We followed another lease agreement that we had on other property and then vetted it back through legal. So that is the question in front of you, is if y'all would be willing to lease this property to Medina Senior Center.
And how long is the lease?
We have it down as a 12-month lease.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do we still technically have this property for sale?
No, not at the moment. We can't. I mean, at the moment, it's not for sale.
Okay.
And we'll probably,
And they'll pay utilities and all that, they'll take care of all that, or is the
that's
citizen?
correct. That's correct, yeah. It's in,
I don't think our office has seen that lease agreement. I emailed it. In a while.
we'll make sure that you see it before we execute it then, if we haven't, but. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was under the impression, I thought it was actually,
Should we let them see it
I
before
thought
we
it was-
approve it?
How long they gonna
It's-
be bid for?
what's that?
How long they gonna bid for?
I mean, I don't know, they're working on their other buildings, so. I mean,
Yeah.
if something happens and we decide to sell it, then we sell it. I mean, so they know that. I mean, it's, but we have it for 12 months. They're hoping that they'll have their other facility by then. And I think based on where we are on the other building, we're probably still
Another year.
9 or 10 months away from resolution on it, so.
There's still talks about possibly selling into.
It's a possibility that they'd be out on bids. I mean, that whole thing is, I mean, it'd have to go through a bid process to get ready to sell the building, and then it'd just be up to whoever wants to buy it.
Judge,
Yes, ma'am.
the litigant has gone before the Supreme Court, so that's where, that's all.
I'm sorry?
It's in front, it's supposed to go before the Supreme Court.
That's correct. Yeah, we're waiting
So
on
it's
it.
hanging.
Right, we're waiting on, so say it's,
So it's
we're,
unresolved.
there's, even after it's finished there, we have other things that have to be done in lower courts and all kinds of stuff. So it's, we're still a ways down the road from resolution on the building itself, so.
Well, I think we should make some money off the building, just send it empty.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty simple agreement, but I would love for Maggie's office to look at it before we.
Yeah, oh, I agree, and I think we can let y'all approve it pending that they approve it through legal. I have no problem with that. I thought we had done that. That was,
I move we approve this agreement, with the Venus Senior Citizen, pending on
For review.
her,
Maggie's review.
I'll second that.
Okay, have a motion and a second that we approve the lease agreement with Medina Senior Citizen Inc. For the building located at 3102 Avenue G, pending the legal review of the contract. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion does carry. Item number 25, discuss and take possible action on approval of service agreement with Distinctive AFWS Designs Inc. for maintaining the automated flood warning network. So this is the contract to, we actually had another company for years that we've had horrible service with on our flood gauges out there. And so this is a new company, and actually the person that we had horrible service from originally is no longer with the company. I thought, oh, well, maybe it'd be better. But for the last 2 years, we've fought through. It's just horrendous. We can't get any response from them. So this is another company that also services that equipment that we found that we just want to switch to. And
Was the bad service company the ones that installed the equipment to begin with? Or-
yes, they are.
It was,
Yes,
And they didn't do a good job servicing. So this is universal equipment for
That's
this new
correct.
company.
and then, yes, this equipment, they service it all the time. I mean, it's well known to them. And then, so this is the hardware side of things. And then we have a software side that reads it all, and it's actually 2 different companies that do that. But the software side is who helped us to find another hardware vendor that, we just, we can't get this resolved. And they know too, because every time we call them, it's like, we don't know what to do. So we have the flood gauge, I'm not sure which one was Mark's. He's at Emergency Management Conference this week, but I know we have some that need work like right now on that.
So we've got one on the border and the Seiko.
That's correct.
West, those two.
Those,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve the service agreement with Distinctive AFWS Designs.
Have a motion and a second to approve the service agreement with Distinctive AFWS Designs for maintaining the flood warning network. Any other discussion? Not all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 26, discuss and take possible action on approval of TransUnion subscriber agreement for TRADS services for the Hill Country Regional Public Defender's Office in Kerrville.
So this contract was already approved. It's for the PDO. It's a trial for 7 days or 300 transactions. The only thing that changed on the contract is the location is going from Hondo to Kerrville, and the contract needed to state that specifically. So again, it's a no cost to the PDO for now. They're going to try it out, 300 transactions for 7 days, and then see if they want to keep it or not. And it's to vet their defendants.
Make the motion to approval of transfusion subscriber agreement for the TRIDS.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the TransUnion subscriber agreement for TRIDS for the PDO. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 27, discuss and take possible action on approval of commercial net lease with John Byron Cottonwood LLC for Bandera WIC office.
This is the WIC office. The cost per month is going from $750 to $1,000 per month. This is grant funded. It is a 2-year lease beginning today, June 1st, 2023.
I will make that motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the commercial net lease with John Byron Cottonwood LLC for the Bandera WIC office. Any other discussion?
Yes, the way our taxes going up, I got rental property and I'm going up $200 a month. So it's passing bucks, all we're doing.
Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 28, discuss and take possible action on approval for the agent agreement with Rapid Financial Solutions for a release pay program for inmate trust funds. So, I know Sheriff got a whole expert staff back there behind you this morning from the jail. And, so this is actually the program's called Court Funds. And, so what it does is if they're releasing somebody out of their jail, instead of the county having to issue checks to these individuals, they actually issue a credit card to them. And the main thing that it does for the county is that right now, and I think the Treasurer's Office can tell you, they've got all kinds of these checks. If they're $1 or $2, I mean, you're dealing with the kind of person that either throws it in the trash because they don't want to deal with it, or they're not the most responsible people, and they flat lose it, and it's gone. So the treasurer can't reconcile because they got outstanding checks. I mean, it's a big mess, and also it helps with the transfer. There's no charge to the county, doesn't cost anything. It's like a credit card, so they take, when they swipe and they use the card, it gets used. And I think, Sheriff, we also had a discussion, it'd help as well when they're gonna transfer an inmate to another county. For example, if they're needed, send them somewhere else and they have commissary where they can put all of that on there, and the card goes with them, it's active immediately, so they can go to their new point of residence and swipe in there and have commissary immediately also and use the funds.
And once it's on the card, the treasurer can reconcile it.
Once the company takes care of all of that.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes over to the company, it's handled and they do all of the reconciliation and stuff on it. So, is that?
At no cost to the county.
That's correct, yeah, that's what I'm telling you, it comes out of basically like using a credit card, it comes like a.
Will you write a check to this company?
What's that?
Will you write a check to this company?
It's all done out of the jail commissary system. So it does, electronically, this will merge with the jail commissary, so they just basically like checking out the money onto this card. And so instead of writing a check out of an account, the money's just going electronically from the, who's our commissary, Sheriff? Who is it? No, but our group, the company.
Talking money back or the commissary that brings?
The actual commissary would be 5-star, right? Okay, so 5-star, this company integrates with 5-star to be able to pick that all up electronically. Do I have that correct, ladies?
I think they wanted to come up and talk.
Did John?
No, we're Commissary Express, we're Commissary. It's not 5-star, it's Commissary Express.
What is it?
Oh, yeah, Commissary Express.
Commissary Express.
Sorry.
I told you the experts were on the back row.
I see that.
Do y'all have anything else that y'all want to add to it, or how y'all feel about it?
I couldn't hear you, can you come step up here?
Good. Okay. Did I cover it right, Sheriff? Is that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so that's the program.
All right, well, I'll make the approval, Oh, yeah. The rapid finance solution, release pay program.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the agent agreement with Rapid Financial Solutions for a release pay program for the inmate trust funds. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you all, ladies, for being so patient back there this morning. It's so good to see you, Dee Dee.
Nice to see you outside of the bar, so.
I didn't know she was trying to become an attorney. Okay, number 29, discuss and take possible action on authorization to advertise for acceptance for request for proposal for inmate healthcare system. For inmate healthcare, not for a system.
I'll make that a motion.
Second.
Okay, have a motion and a second that we authorize advertise for acceptance of RFPs for the inmate healthcare. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Discuss and take, number 30, discuss and take possible action on approval of a memorandum of understanding with SJRC Texas Inc. for the use of parking space at the courthouse. So this is, what's the name? Belong. I had an R instead of a B. Belong, that's using the space in the courthouse, and this is an agreement, they need to have it that says that we're okay with the county of probably insurance or something to do with their insurance about, it is okay, we have a car parked on this property, so that's what the agreement is. Yes, we know, and it's not a designated spot, it's just generally it's on this parking lot somewhere, so, yes.
I make a motion to approve the MOU with SJRC Texas.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the MOU with SJRC Texas Inc. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye? Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item number 31, discuss and take possible action on declaring items from the following departments as surplus or salvage and authorize disposal. Got two items this morning. Precinct 1 has salvage and County Court of Law both have salvage.
So the two trucks for precinct 1 are being auctioned, and then we have a laptop from CCL in our office if anybody's in need of a laptop. Very little memory on it, but it is there, brand new.
Unless anybody wants a 1980 model dump truck. That's good for a ranch.
Only problem is on our paperwork, it's upside down, so I'm not sure how it's not there. People look at it, the pictures are upside down, so that fancy scanning, so. I think it can be turned right side up though, best I know. It is right side up out there, right, Tim?
As of this morning, it's still on its wheels. I can't say about now. Anyway, I'll make a motion, we, declare the items as salvage or disposal.
Second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to declare the items for precinct 1 and County Court of Law as salvage. Any other discussion?
Yes, I got a question, for Edward. If we do salvage or disposal, just like he did, my idea of salvage is we can either take it and have an auction or haul it to a salvage yard. My disposal, we put it in a dumpster.
It depends.
That's my thinking.
Yeah,
Well,
this
I
issue
think-
hadn't come up, but if we just put salvage, yeah, we can throw it away, auction it off, but I didn't think we were gonna throw these dump trucks away, so I just wanted to make
Well,
sure.
like I say, I just like to make sure we're all on the same page when we go to salvage. Can I haul it to the salvage yard?
No, he was saying that, like if you were, he's asking the difference between authorizing for disposal versus salvage, because we have these as salvage.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, salvage is we're throwing away. Disposal, it depends if we're auctioning it off or taking it to the scrap yard.
Well, that's my.
Yeah, so disposal and salvage, then we'll clarify that.
Salvage, what is a salvage yard?
Salvage to me is we're throwing it away. We're
Salvage
disposing of
is
it. We're not getting anything in return for it.
Salvage to me, see, I'm totally opposite, I was totally wrong with that. As long as our definitions are the same, I'm fine with that. But a salvage yard, what is a salvage yard?
Recycle service.
Exactly.
What is it?
Recycle center.
That's where he does.
Do we get any funds?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's paid by the way.
So then maybe we just need to clarify our definitions, as long as we're on the same page.
Yeah,
It
as long as we're on the
doesn't-
same page,
Yeah.
because, like I say, if I say, hey, I got this stuff for salvage, that gives me the option to take it up there and have it auctioned off, or take it to a salvage yard and run it across scale.
Well, I think that's why on that sheet, we do
So
have
need
what we're gonna
disposal?
do with
You
it.
throw it in the trash.
Throw a track out.
Right. So
So,
yeah, we do have it on the sheet where what we're gonna do with it. On this one, it was just blank. On that last column on the sheet, it
Yeah,
was blank.
when Angie called me and says, hey, what are we doing with us? We're taking it to the auction.
Yeah.
I said, they're good trucks for a farmer.
Mhm.
I mean, they're at the point where you put on a ranch, you're never gonna have to get inspected because you
Yeah,
take
we
it off.
Oh, I have no problem with getting rid of it. I think it's a valid question.
so I'm just asking you the definition of the word.
So we
salvage
have
or
this
disposal.
one, so are these classified correctly?
They're salvaged on the sheet though. There's nothing. So I'm there. I'm gonna put auction on that last column again. This one was
Why
blank
don't you write down the definitions?
and put them on
You
there.
see it and what all the options are under each definition.
Okay,
We'll be
I
happy.
can add it to that
Okay.
sheet. Yeah.
Cause I got a bunch of stuff, I just wanna get rid of it.
Yeah, because I know we had that question for
Yeah.
Commissioner Sitter last court. So, okay, I'll put them on there and send it out.
Yeah, because we got a bunch of old two-way radios that were in these trucks while they were on the same system with the sheriff department, that are sitting in boxes and stuff.
You're not gonna get nothing for it, put them in a dumpster.
Yeah. On those, see,
That'd be
Yeah.
disposable.
yeah.
I put them in a disposal container. It has a disposal container written on the side of it. That's disposal for me,
Yeah, no,
but I'm not the auditor either.
No, we'll clarify, but I agree with getting rid of all these things. We've gone through audits on the precincts, and there's things out there, crap, that have been sitting there for years. So I think it's a good thing, but we'll clarify what
But,
the definitions are.
and as to paying insurance on these things, it's like, well, why?
You're still paying insurance on
Well, we took it off because they haven't moved, but, I mean, when we got those first Macs, we tried to trade them in, and unfortunately, Mexico didn't want them, that's how bad they were.
it? Blame me.
So, like I said, they're a good truck for a rancher. They want it on the ranch somewhere, but they're never gonna take it off. They don't have to worry about inspection, meeting the DOT criteria. It ain't gonna be that pace. It'd be good for that. But for what, we were dropping $4,000 or $5,000 every time we tried to get inspection on this thing. So, I mean,
Okay. I'll
You
clarify.
utilize like Luke's auction.
yeah, that's where they're headed. Like I said, some farmers pick it up for ranch.
Yeah.
all right, any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Right?
All opposed? Motion carries. Item number 32, we just have our court member announcements, and inside of that, I did put in a packet, you'll have two reports, you know, the emergency management 6-month report that's inside of there, as well as the Veteran Services April monthly report, so those are for y'all's review. We just started, Jennifer, trying to put those things under an item, so we can share those with you guys as we get stuff like that. And with that, Tim?
Yeah, guys are working hard, they're paving today again. This will make mile 5 in the same subdivision. We have about a mile and a half left to finish up there, for that side of the county for the year. As of today, we paved over 12 miles throughout our precinct so far this year. And we have another 10 miles on our radar. We're headed to the lake here next. We got a bunch of work to do up the lake area. Only other complaint I have is traffic in our work zones. We've been there 2 months working on roads and there's still been no respect from the homeowners in that subdivision. We try to slow them down, they shoot us a finger and we're the burden, so. It's getting to the point where these guys are, their life's on the line. I mean, if they don't pay attention enough, they're gonna get run over. Or they're gonna rear end one of the machines.
Can I give you a solution for that real quick? Do you mind, Judge?
No, sir.
If y'all would text me the location, but text it to me, because I don't have time to write it down sometimes. I will get somebody up there. We may have to leave depending on what's going on in the county, but we will make a presence. So if you'll text me the location, it'll work better for me to send somebody up there. And that goes for all the commissioners. If y'all have a problem somewhere, and I have people hopefully that I can send to that location.
And the times that we have called y'all been great, y'all come out, and, you know, I know y'all are busy, doing other stuff, and to pull you away, but we'll strip the ties, and this is what we need to do. But other than that, I want to thank the commissioners for sending the truck drivers, and you know, we're still ironing things out on this group, but I think we're moving in the right direction. I couldn't be happier with the way you're thinking about how this group is working together. And other than that, I mean, that's what I got.
Not to make you feel any better, but the sheriff and his crew and all these guys working, fire department, all of them working highway traffic, they can have literally 20 vehicles out there with red and blue lights, and your life is constantly under, I mean, it's just, we live in it's unfortunate, but we need to, I appreciate what you said, trying to help out there, because the bottom line, we just got a lot of people that don't respect what's going on, unfortunately. And it's dangerous work. So tell all of our people to keep their heads on a swivel.
Well, and that's what I've been finding, all these free training classes, you know, for traffic patrol and stuff like that. And these employees are used to, I guess, the old days when you may see 2-3 cars a day. Now you're up to 40 and 50 a day, you know, and so it's trying to get them out of that area, and like, your traffic control is stepping up, you know. I don't know how much we can iterate how training and safety classes and stuff is so important now at this point, whether it's a 2-day course, a 1-day course. If we shut down the cruiser to get this training, that's what we have to do. I mean, it's the way of the future, and I'd rather be proactive and then, well, I wish we would have done that. So.
Is rain probably put us about 3 weeks behind, but thank God for the rain. That's all I got.
Did y'all have something?
No, I mean,
What's the worst part?
I'm sorry, did we skip your agenda item? I know we're close to the end, y'all. I appreciate you putting it in there, but it's not on. You'll need to add it to next agenda.
Precinct 3 is good, rain was beneficial, but like Larry's stated, it creates its own set of issues, and so we had to pull off of the paving project we were working on to deal with rain-created issues, so.
Everything's smooth in precinct 4. Working on roads.
Excellent. So I think probably the only thing I really have is Commissioner Sitter and I yesterday went to the State of the County for Bear County with Judge Schuchart. It was a very, very good meeting. We met with him and a few of the judges, and it's a relationship that him and I have been working on building with all of our county, growth into our county. It's both of our problems, and I'll just tell you guys that I feel really good about Judge Sakai and the relationship that we'll have with Barry County as we go through this and move through all of these challenges that we have. And I think Commissioner Sitter could echo that. He's very much about, regionally doing all kinds of different things, and what do we do to basically strengthen our region. And I mean, transportation is just one of those things. I mean, we talked about mental health yesterday, and how we're all in the same boat, and we have the same problems we have inside of our jails, and how we need people moved out of them, and how we need to all, basically work together as a big region to get our state to help us and to fund the things that are really not our issues, but unfortunately the sheriff was carrying all day long. So I feel real good about that meeting we had yesterday, and I think it's something somebody was out, we were talking about earlier. I think it's the kind of thing that we could at least shoot for doing something on an annual basis through us to kind of do the same kind of thing, just so our citizens kind of understand exactly where we are and what's going on. It was a really good day. So I appreciate you going along and being a part of that. So
it was an honor and a pleasure to be there.
And with that, I appreciate everybody, and we are going to ask for a motion to adjourn. I have a motion and a second to adjourn. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. We are adjourned at 11:03. Thank y'all.